What brings you in today?
I have a hard time focusing.
You get enough sleep every night?
How much is enough?
6 to 8 hours.
Oh, way more than that. That's not the problem. But I had a friend who was also just very out of it, and she was prescribed, what is it? Adderall? And now she's very alert.
You know, some people abuse Adderall for recreational purposes.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's true.
I'm sorry you have to deal with it.
Well, I do.
Yeah.
All the time.
That's pretty good.
There's a look at Jillian Runs a Marathon starring...
Brittany Runs
a Marathon
Who's
starring
Jillian?
Jillian Bell, yeah.
Exactly.
And she's been a bit player in movies and television for years now. I loved her in 22 Jump Street, the sequel.
Great.
Big scene stealer in Workaholics as well. And this is her showcase role where she takes the lead. And this is inspired by a true story of the screenwriter and director's former roommate in New York, Brittany O'Neill, who was stuck in a rut. She was leading an unhealthy lifestyle. She was overweight. She was unhappy with her body image. She decided to get fit and had aspirations of running the New York City Marathon. So this was a darling at the Sundance Film Festival earlier in the year, and there was a bidding war that ensued. Amazon ended up snapping it up for $14 million. So it's a really cool indie success story, and Jillian Bell is sensational in the lead there. She brings a lot of great comic timing, also a lot of charisma, but then when you look at the sensitive, dramatic side of things, she's really able to pull at those heartstrings as well. What I liked about this movie too, there is some stuff that's a little bit over the top, a little bit, you know, a lot of the tropes that it examines, but it also has a lot of funny scenarios, like when you go into the gym, which we'll see in the next clip, and you're basically trying to negotiate with the cost and things like that, and what the gym's actually going to do for you. Here you go, take a look.
$129 a month, and for that you get access to everything in the gym except half of it.
So every person we've walked by has $129 to just give to you. Is there a sliding scale for people in debt up to their Okay. You do know that people can go outside though and just be outside and like do things.
Absolutely.
And that's the same fitness experience.
You pay for our facilities.
But going for a run outside, that is $0. And then this one is, what is it again?
Yeah.
So it's a nice example of the humor. It's never like slapstick. And what I loved about this movie, Michael, they don't go for like the fat shaming jokes, which we've seen in so many of those tired comedies, right?
Yeah. And you know what? And I keep hearing this about this film and why the critics are liking it. Is it's not about that. It's not about weight loss. It's about body image. It's about being comfortable with yourself, and that's a great message.
Definitely has a stronger first act. Does get kind of poignant towards the end when you don't know if she's going to really be able to get through her journey and make it to the marathon. She's also backed by a tremendous supporting cast here. A couple of familiar faces with some of the actors and actresses, respectively. And Utkarsh Ambudkar, he plays one of her friends in the film. He's a breakout in this one as well. And the cast really gelled well together. And it's a tricky balancing act when it comes to the themes and the tone, because it has to be funny, but it also has to have a nice lesson to it. So it's a sentimental movie, sometimes overly so. It'll find an audience for sure. And it's a nice kind of self-empowering message as well. Towards the end, though, I got to admit, it did become a bit of a commercial for the New York City Marathon itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were sort of tracing the route with these weird, awkward graphics. I didn't care for that stuff.
Not necessary.
No, but I'm still going to recommend it, and this is going to catapult Jillian Bell much further into the stratosphere thanks to this charming little role.
How many hammers?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5?
Yeah, not bad.
I thought you'd go a little higher.
Well, keep you guessing.
No, you do indeed. Okay, great. I'm looking forward to that one, actually. That is one I definitely want to see. Coming up, you will